Hi, so today let's talk about Cobalt Teal Blue from Daniel Smith. This is the other turquoise color from Daniel Smith. The last video I presented on the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, which is the more expensive version. Let's test out the opacity. It is relatively transparent. I would say it's like semi-transparent. And now for the paint in water test. As usual, just paint a square with water and then just drop the color in the center or at several places to see how the paint or the pigment bloom in the water. The spread of this color is rather limited. And the pigments are also not too mobile. As you can see, it takes a while to move down the strip. And even with the water in paint, you see that the water is not able to push off the pigments. So I think I added this a bit later. So I thought it wasn't so good an indication. And I tested it again this time. You can see that the water did push out some of the pigment, but it's not. It's quite the pigmentation or the individual particles are actually quite big. So you could see that they form a ring around the area where you put water. And when we consider the test for lifting, you can actually lift out quite a bit. So it's not really a staining color. I have another turquoise, which is the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, which I've reviewed previously. So if I put them side by side, you will realize that the colors are slightly different. So this is a muted color. It's more less bright compared to the Cobalt Teal Blue, which is the brighter version of it. And it's really a very sweet color. And it's also not so expensive because it's series 2, and there's a pigment information for this product. For this color, it's PG50, whereas for the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, it's a Primatech color. There isn't too much of a difference in the mixtures of colors that I can get with Sleeping Beauty Turquoise versus the current Cobalt Teal Blue. So I think you can really use this in place of Sleeping Beauty Turquoise if you find it being too expensive. And when I attempt to get a dark mixture, I realized I couldn't. I could just get a good brown color. But what I realized from making this is that the granulation is so awesome. It's so beautiful. So this is a beautiful color that I would suggest you get. Yeah, paint away. Okay, so this is the Cobalt Teal Blue. Looks like that. Okay, so I will put in a little bit of the burnt sienna, bit of it, and more of the Cobalt Teal Blue for this part here. So because it's in a shadow, right? Okay. I think I'm gonna paint this quite slowly. It can be like a complete wash lah, you know, like I can just use the blue and I can do this, you know. But I can also paint individually because it's actually quite a lot of space to see the paint, how it interacts. So I would then just do this instead of just doing a single swipe. It's up to you, you know, like how you want to paint it. the different ways people paint. There's a little bit of yellowish on this side, so I'll use maple yellow. Okay, just let it spread out like that, and I continue with the rest. So for here, I think because the area is smaller, what I'll do is I'll just drop in. Yeah, so either you can paint it separately, or you can just drop it in while it's still wet, and then it will, by magic, be transferred or mixed with the rest of the color. So because I would think things, parts that are closer to some structures, for example under the shelter, and maybe closer to the inside, would be slightly more colored or darker. So I will put in the brown. I'm using the ultramarine here, ultramarine blue, to give some texture to this dough. Anyway, this color that I'm using right now is Garnet, Garnet. Is it Garnet? Do you pronounce it Garnet? So it's for doing this little the leaves, autumn leaves. Okay, so I already done. So I'm gonna use the Garnet and use it here. So I'll use it on all the reddish areas that you see in the picture. Here included. Some of these pots too, I think. As I said, I don't want to introduce too many colors. Maybe I shouldn't even use the burnt sienna. I'll just keep to using the Garnet. Because Garnet is like a mixture of two colors. It's like a bit of brown and a little bit of like red as well. So very versatile, I think, in a very versatile color. Let's mix it, and you see when I mix it with the Cobalt Teal Blue, which is the color of focus, I could get some grey. See the grey, which is also quite nice, I think. And then let's go back to trying to get like a dark green. I'm not sure if I can get dark green. I don't think this is dark enough. Okay, let's add a bit of yellow green. A bit of yellow green. Or sap. Should I use sap green? A bit of sap green. Okay. Okay, so this now it's becoming too. Okay, I'll add a little bit of green, red to it. Yeah, that's more like it. So this is the board. Then I can add in a little bit more of the cobalt for the leaves. So now let's do the other parts, which is the plants over the side. my spray is a little bit out of action. Okay, so we're just gonna drop in the Cobalt Teal Blue, Teal Blue. Set green. So what I'm doing now is to just paint the window. For the inside, I think there's a little bit of yellow, so I'm just gonna see if I can get a cute brown. So always, do a final check when you're about done to make sure that you didn't miss a single spot, Okay, I think I can make this part darker as well because it's under the roof. So what I'm trying to do now is to try to balance out the painting, the drawing. When we use it on a sketch. So this is the sketch that I did with the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise, and this is the sketch that I did of a shop front with the Cobalt Teal Blue. I think it really, if you just compare it side by side, it looks more bright and green, and you can see all these beautiful granulation when you mix it with another color. Even on its own, you do see all the nice granulation, which you also see in the Sleeping Beauty Turquoise. So I think it's fine. I did mix it, I tried mixing it, and I did get some light gray, which is pretty cool, especially also on these parts. So it's a nice color to have in your palette. Yeah, just go and get it.